All right, hello, Danger Rick for another video. This one we're talking about my crash tape mixtape. I used all the Crash Bandicoot songs, turned it into rap songs, made some videos for them, whole 9 yards. Basically, at the end of the day, I'm a Crash Bandicoot guy. You know, Sony, PlayStation 1. I got the PlayStation 1 as a kid for Christmas, and one of the original games that I got for it was that Crash Bandicoot 1. Insanity Beach for that first level. I've beat that probably 1,000 times by this point. Pretty much have it memorized. It's just, it was just something that for my childhood, I thought it was really cool, and I kind of just wanted to make a project out of it. So over the years, like I was saying, I got the Crash Bandicoot fever very young. I got all sorts of toys and knickknacks and stuff that I'll cut away from this and show some of the stuff that's just down here. Got the metal sign over here. Got this for Christmas a couple years ago. This is my fraternity board. So again, I got this for my big Alpha Sigma Phi. You can see right there on the handle, Crash. There we go. All right, we can see over here I got my layered up games. I got 2 copies of Crash 1. 1, 2, 3. 3 copies of Crash 2. I got Crash Warped, Crash Team Racing. I got Crash Bash. And again, that's how I was able to put together all of the game footage and kind of capture it that way. Got this little thing over here, little pin over here for Crash. Over here, I've got the Aku Aku. Some of his feathers have fallen off. That's okay. I've got a little Crash Hula Girl that I can use here. Maybe I'll put this in my car one day, just have it bounce around. This is an old Crash toy that is broken, but I have him saved over here. We've got kind of an updated toy over here with the flaming board. Kind of cool little memorabilia there. And I've got the Crash snapback as well. So unfortunately my head is too big to put this on, but pretty cool to have on my my little shelf of memorabilia here. Got the Aku Aku mask tattooed on my back. So for Crash Bandicoot kind of having an impact on me as I was a young man, I was a 90s kid, so I didn't really grow up with Wi-Fi and texting and cell phones and all that stuff, but one of the first screen names I ever made was for neopets.com, which for anybody that remembers that era, it was pretty much just like you have little pets and you feed them and you buy toys and you have a shop and all this other weird crap. But long story short, my screen name for that account was Eric4Crash. So from a very young age, that was my login. That was my first login. That was before I even had an email address. That was just what I used to log into that website. And it's funny how, even if I'm going to be 90 years old and have dementia and not remember a goddamn thing, I'll remember Eric4Crash was my first screen name. That's seared in my brain, and I'll remember that forever. So also in college, when I was in my fraternity, my actual fraternal name was Crash. Not 100% based off the Crash Bandicoot and my connection with it, which people didn't maybe understand fully, but I would pretty much go till I crash, and that was kind of the whole point. So so when I show the axe that I got from my big in my fraternity, you'll see that there's the name Crash on it right there. So that's just shows you enough that that's something that's going to stick with me my whole life. So that first song, which sampled the Crash Bandicoot Insanity Beach song, I wrote that in August of 22. The song and the video didn't come out until February of 2024. So obviously, about 2 years difference there. But it just kind of goes to show that I had this idea for a long time before I was actually able to pull it off. So, much like my New Horizons project where I reached out to a buddy to kind of help me put that together, I reached out to my buddy Josh. I would give him the different tracks for each song that I wanted to do, and then he would just kind of work his magic, make some sorts of crazy instrumentals. I would write to those, and then he would do the mixing and the mastering, send me back the files, and then from there I would make the videos based off that. So, even these music videos are a little bit different because they're strictly just gaming footage, which was kind of strange because up until that point, all my music videos at some point had footage, like camera footage, even if it's me or my dogs or whatever it might be. These were strictly just kind of like Crash game footage, which is kind of cool, kind of different, and made my life a little bit easier when I was putting everything together. But yeah, it was a very simple formula. Again, it was just 5 Crash songs that I gave to Josh. Again, he just made the songs, sent me the instrumentals. I wrote I recorded, he did the mix, he did the master, sent me the files, made the videos, put it all together. It was a done deal. Obviously, it takes longer than those 10 seconds to explain it than to actually put it together. But it was, for the most part, it was a pretty straightforward project. So that first song I wrote back in 2022, and then the next 4 songs I wrote over 2023. And then, like I was saying, I didn't release any of the videos or any of the songs until early 2024. And again, I did that kind of paralleling my New Horizons project. So that way, if I really don't want to shoot a music video for a New Horizons project, let me work on a Crash song, and let me get this kind of put together. Let me get the instrumentals kind of working out. Some of the instrumentals, well, all the instrumentals, I ended up putting out as well. So those were just the songs without my vocals. And some of those got more views than my actual songs, which is fine. But again, I just kind of want to put that out there, kind of cushion my contents a little bit, fluff up my channel. And yeah, I was really just, trying to put out as much material Crash related as I could. All right, so the 5 songs that I used Insanity Beach from Crash 1. I did Jungle Rollers from Crash 1 as well. I did The Warp Room, which was from the Crash 2 kind of like loading, it wasn't a loading screen, but a Crash 2, like as you're picking the levels, like a level select. The 4th song was Boneyard, which was when you're getting chased by a Triceratops in Crash Bandicoot Warped. And then the last song was Pogo Painter, which was a mini game. I mean, they're all mini games from Crash Bash. So those are the 5 songs that I used. So again, I kind of found those. I sent those to Josh. Some of it I said, use seconds, 20 through 40 to loop or whatever, do whatever. But for the most part, he had the reins and he was able to put it together himself. And it was pretty neat. It was cool that he was able to do it that way because, I think when you're having somebody, try to help you create art, giving them the more freedom, the more opportunity to kind of test things out and try things out, the better the thing's going to turn out. So that's really kind of where I'm standing at this point. So again, for like each of the songs, I would make the songs, get the songs mixed and mastered or whatever, and then I would go and play Jungle Rollers or go play the Boneyard and kind of put these songs together, get the footage from those levels that I actually stole the music from. And then that way I was kind of able to use the background video visuals for those. And just kind of make it that way. So that way it's really kind of like an homage to these levels that I played growing up over and over and over again. And it's just really cool to kind of be able to put this together the way I did. Yeah, just the fact that I was doing this project at the same time I was doing my New Horizons project really just kept my mind fresh. It kept me, like I was saying, I didn't get to a point where I was so burned out that I didn't want to do either of them. If I was stuck on one, I'd go to the other. Once I got done with a song or a video, jump back into the other one. So I was constantly evolving and kind of like working on my craft. And it was cool. It was really neat. It was just kind of a good way. I think in the future I might do that too. I might just have multiple projects going on at the same time. And that way if I feel the need to step away from one, I can just sit on another and just kind of work on it that way. Overall, just a great experience. I really just kind of wanted to pay tribute to Crash Bandicoot and the whole game and the whole lore. And obviously, it's just had a big impact on me, and it's just something that it's just really kind of helped shape my life a little bit, and something. It will forever be my favorite video game character. It doesn't matter what games come out in the future. It's just that one will forever hold a special place in my heart, and I just hope that I did right by the Crash Bandicoot community. All right, so if you haven't seen the Crash tape yet, go out, watch the full mixtape, or go and watch the individual videos. I'll put the links in the description here. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Danger Rick signing off. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the next one.